Welcome back to Mustache Moto. It's Ben, and today I'm going to show you how I pack for a 2 to 3 week road trip. 2 years ago, when I went cross country for about 3 weeks, I ended up carrying about 100 pounds of gear and luggage. And that's, of course, including the weight of the aluminum luggage. That was way too much. I had a lot of stuff I didn't use. I've really refined things in the interim. And so now I'm down to about 70 pounds. And when you consider I'm taking hard luggage, that's about almost 30 pounds, 28, 30 pounds, something like that, of that weight. So I've got my stuff down to about 40 pounds, which is pretty darn good. This is going to be a mostly on-road trip, maybe Forest Service roads. So I don't mind having the hard luggage and that little bit of extra weight because I got camera gear, things I want to lock up, things I want to keep secure. So if it was going to be more off-road, I'd switch to the soft panniers, save even more weight. So let's talk through real quick, go through everything I'm bringing and why. I'll talk about that. And I'll also show you that I'm using 2 hard panniers, and then I'm using a dry bag. So this is going to go on the seat, the back seat in the luggage rack, and this carries my sleep system. So let's start off with that. And I like this because it keeps it separate from everything else. If I want to backpack in somewhere, it's all ready to go. And it's a dry bag, so of course it's going to stay super dry. All right, let's see. Camp pillow, that kind of falls in the comfort category, but I really love it. I've got an air mattress is what I use. It's an inflatable, Big Agnes, 3-inch thick mattress, super comfortable. And I've got a little blower in here that also, you've seen before because I've shown it on several things. Use this to inflate the mattress to keep myself from getting out of wind and all that moisture from getting in the mattress. Also use that for starting a fire, getting a fire going really good. My tent, I switched from a big heavy 2-person tent to a much lighter 1-person tent. Still got some room for gear in there if I need it. Save a lot of weight right there. And then sleeping bag. So right now I'm bringing a 15-degree sleeping bag, which is overkill. I may switch this to my quilt, my down quilt, which is really light. Since I'm not going high elevation, I don't really have to worry about getting too cold. I think that would be just fine. So that's basically my entire sleep system right here. All right, next, let's talk about what I keep in my right side pannier. So I've got a little flap up top that I keep maps in. I like to have paper maps. I use GPS, of course, CarPlay, things like that, but this helps me out because I don't have a full plan of where I'm going to go. I can lay this out in the morning and get a real good idea of how things connect and maybe pick a spot that I want to look for and go to. All right. Food. Got a little dry bag here full of food. You know, I like to always have something to eat with me in case I need to just hunker down for the night. Some canned chicken, things like that. Some beef jerky. So I've got snacks. Keep some nuts. I always keep a can of sardines on the bike. Some crackers. So that's enough for usually a dinner and a lunch I make sure I have with me. And then I'll add to that, stop in the grocery store, pick stuff up as I go. And probably bring a sandwich with me when I first leave. Okay, I've got a Camelback. This can be used, this will be filled in the evening right before I get to camp. Can also be used along the way if I need extra water, or I can fill it with ice and hang it in my back to keep me cool. This I consider just an absolute luxury that I don't need, but a thermoflask that I can fill with ice or an ice cold beer and then have it when I get to camp, or the ice when I'm on the road if I need to stuff it in my bandana or something. So let's continue on with the food and the cooking. I've got the GSI Outdoors Duelist. So this is the pot. It's also got my stove in it. It's got my dishes in it. It's got some seasonings, and it's got my coffee. And then I've also got a little scrubber that I've saturated with dish soap for cleanup. It's a really good little system. It's also got the fuel, the propane tank for my stove. A plate. another little luxury that I certainly don't need, but I think it's worth the extra weight, and that's a stainless steel grill. So if I decide to camp, I mean, I tell you what, stopping at the grocery store towards the end of your day and picking up a steak, throwing it on the grill, that makes the day. Then I've got some extra toilet paper, paper towels, some little cleanup stuff, and some bug spray. So I'm keeping all my food on one side so that it's not mixed with my clothing or my bedding. So if I am in a bear country, I don't want my, my PJs to smell like smoked salmon. I don't know, but you don't want the food smell on your clothes when you go to bed. So I've got a little kitchen kit here that has Ziploc bags. It's got my silicone spoon. It's got a fork. It's got a knife. It's got an extra lighter, some hot sauce, some more paper towels in case I need them. Overnight kit, so everything you need for hygiene. And then the last thing, two other things that are in here. My tools. I've got the Motion Pro style bead breaker spoons. So if I ever have to pull a tire off, patch it, or if my tire wears out and I need to change it, buy a new one and change it when I'm on the road, that's that. I've got a full complete tool kit, including an air pump. I'll post the video link to it, what I keep in here, but it's basically everything I could possibly need to fix anything on the bike. And I got one more dry bag. I like these dry bags for keeping stuff organized. And then if I ever need to, use it as to hang over a tree or something, that everything's going to stay dry. So in here, I've got a few different things. This stays on the bike at all times, whether I'm on a trip or not. So I've got a cable lock and a lock for locking my jacket and helmet to the bike when I need to, if I'm in a city and I'm worried about somebody messing with it. I've got a little backpack that stuffs into itself. So this is great if I pick up extra food, I don't have room for it. I can throw it in here, throw it on my back. And then this little pouch has a lot of extras that I keep on the bike: toilet paper, some antacids, Advil, charge cords, bandana, gloves, things like that. Charge cords, did I say that? Some sunscreen, duct tape, all those little things that float around in your pannier or your tank bag. I keep them all in here. And then the one other thing I have in here, which you probably won't have, is a tripod. Fairly lightweight, but it's still a couple of pounds. And that's in case I want to shoot some video for y'all while I'm out there. All right, so that's this side. That's the right side pannier. Let me reset here and we'll get to the other one. All right, left side pannier. And this is more personal items. Set that aside for a second. So, my computer, which these panniers are waterproof, but extra Ziploc bag is a 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. Put it in here just in case. I've heard of people's panniers leaking. You don't want to take a chance and ruin your computer. That's a big computer, but I'm going to be editing video along the way, so more than I'd like to take, but I need it. Keeping on with the electronics, I've got my microphones. I've got a little pouch with SSDs, AC chargers, cords. Also have in here a 10,000 milliamp battery bank. So I use this, I can charge it during the day on the bike, and then at night from my tent or wherever I am, I can charge my helmet and my batteries for my cameras, my GoPros, all that stuff. So that's really handy to have. And then, so this is something I'm trying out. I'm bringing a ruggedized Android phone with me. So I've pre-downloaded offline maps on Awesome OS, AMD. I can't remember the name of the app. Basically for the entire area that I'm going, all the way up into Canada, anywhere I might go. So this I'm going to use as a backup in case my phone dies. I had a friend who was on a trip out west and his iPhone quit charging and he was kind of dead in the water for GPS. I mean, I've got paper maps, but this is a lot better for actually routing and getting out of a situation. I also, in my toolkit, I've got my OBD2 reader, And I've got the MotoScan app on here, which is only works on Android. So I can use that if I need to do any service on the bike, check engine codes, reset the service light, anything like that. All right. And that's pretty much the electronics. So I've got all my rain gear, rain jacket, rain pants, sealskin socks in case my feet do get wet. I can put those on and put them in wet boots and stay dry. Nitrile gloves, things like that. Oh, and the silicone booties that go over my riding boots in the rain. Very important. Got a really lightweight down fleece and a stocking cap in here. That's a lot of warmth if I were to need it. Can wear it under my riding jacket, can wear it around camp, can wear it while I'm sleeping, whatever. Camp towel, real small microfiber thing. And then, let's see, we'll go to my clothes. So I pack tight. I'll be wearing mesh pants and a mesh jacket while I'm riding. I've got 2 pairs of kind of camp style pants, Prana and Cool, that pack small and dry quick. I think I've got 3 pairs of socks. I only wear cotton socks. Not always the best because they do hold moisture, but my feet like them. I got one pair of running socks, a pair of running shorts, which double as a swimsuit, and a couple of pairs of underwear. Get synthetic. They dry quick. They won't get all funky. 1 button-down shirt, 1 thin long sleeve wool shirt. You can wear this thing over and over again without it stinking. And then I've got a couple of other shirts, 1 cotton, 1 microfiber, like a running shirt. The cotton one, I like to wear cotton when I'm sleeping because otherwise I kind of feel like I'm sticking to the sleeping bag. So that's it. You know, I can go a week or more with these and then stop somewhere and wash at a laundromat or at somebody's house. So that's plenty. I put it in one of these little cubes. Got a pair of running shoes. So these will be everything off bike. I wear my boots when I'm riding, these for everything else. Then I've got a little pouch of various kind of mostly campy type stuff. Shovel for burying poop. I've got a Sawyer water purifier. This thing weighs nothing. Real small. I probably won't use it, but it allows me, if I do happen to be out in the woods and not have water, I can purify it myself, not have to worry about it. Let's see, a little headlamp. I'm going to try this Kevlar thread. Well, it's Kevlar line. It's rated 100 pounds, and this is like 100 feet of it. So this would be for hanging a bear bag out in the woods or any kind of repairs I need to do, and it takes up no space. Keep some clothespins in here. And I've got a piece of Tyvek. Can use this, sit down on the ground if it's wet and I'm getting dressed, keep my socks dry, or eat on it or sit on it, put it down on a wet bench, whichever. I also keep a couple of hand warmers in no matter what the weather, chemical ones, just in case it gets a little cold, especially at night. You can throw that in your sleeping bag and it keeps you really, really warm. All right. One more thing in here that I keep is a priority mail, just one of these bubble wrap packs, because that does pretty well for insulating. So if I buy food late in the day, I can just throw it in here. Keeps it a little cooler while I'm finishing up my ride. And then I've got a book. And I do take my camp chair. You know, it's a little extra weight, it's bulky, but that's one of those luxuries that I really like in the evening, that I can sit down and relax in a comfortable seat. That's the left side pannier. Quick access, especially for my rain gear, you know, my puffy if it gets cool, things like that. So that's real accessible. All right. Last but not least, I never used to travel with a tank bag. I think they kind of get in the way, but I decided to get this Nelson Riggs one. It's fully waterproof, so you don't have to worry about it if it starts to rain. And it's small enough that it doesn't really get in my way. And that's so I can keep my cameras a little closer to me. So in this, I got my Fuji with a zoom lens for still or for video. GoPro when I don't have it around on my helmet, battery, some mounts, things like that, and then charge cords, some sunscreen, and then some lubricant for my earplugs. And then also on the bike, mounted on the bike, I'll have my Insta360 X5 and my Go 3S. So this will stay on the bike, so it's not really in any of my luggage. All right, that's it. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not that much for 2 to 3 weeks. I forgot to mention what I keep in my pockets, which is my iPhone, my wallet, my key, a small rechargeable flashlight, and my Benchmade pocket knife. So those are always with me in addition to everything else I showed. Think about what you need. Let me mention, I don't pack any of these tight. Leave some extra space. So if there's something you forgot, something you need, you just stop at a Walmart and pick it up. It's not that big of a deal, or a Goodwill. And then you got space to put it. You're not trying to fill every void. I mean, the biggest problem that I've found of myself, and I see with other people, is if you got the space, you're going to shove more stuff in it. So leave a little room. Don't overdo it. Get out there and ride.